Alright, hi everybody, it's me, Duncan22. You know what time it is. Okay, so let's get involved in this episode. Alright, Thousand Year Blood War Bleach, Season 3, Episode 6, The Holy Reborn. Yeah, we get some extra characters. Or I should say, returns of extra characters. Now, I remember this happening in the manga. This episode framed it a little bit better. I think it was framed a little bit better. It was shown a little bit better. See, what I'm dreading, I haven't hide the fact that I do not listen. Let's omit the huge pink elephant in the room. Yuha Bach. His powers are kind of ridiculous. And now that he has powers of the Soul King, they're even more ridiculous. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing with Kubo. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's something that needs to be stopped. But when your main antagonist can see the future, your ability to tell the story is very limited. That's my honest opinion. Take it or leave it. That's my honest opinion. Your stories are limited. Now, people are going to say, what about Aizen? Well, here's the thing about Aizen. His Zanpakuto, that was to give you mess up your mind with illusions of what was real and what was fake. That's different. Yuha can predict your every freaking move. And to me, that's kind of BS. It needs to be said. It really needs to be said. But I understand it is part of the story because, as we all knew from previous episodes and from the manga and everything between, that Yuha is somehow related to the Soul King and has his abilities and blah, blah, blah. That's the whole point. Now, I just hope that when we get further in, final battle with Ichigo and Yuha, it's framed differently. I know it probably won't. I probably believe they will go with the same emotions of how they are showing it, but I think they will add more scenes and add more depth. You need some exposition. You need some explanations. So, but this episode, yeah, we got some extra characters. Let's start with the other elephants in the room. The Ironccar. So we get Grimmjow. Some people, I think, might have wanted to have seen another Ironccar show up, but that wasn't going to happen because he died. Ukiura. So we got Grimmjow. And we get Nell. Oh, this is good. There's the scene. This scene stopped me in my tracks. I was like, what is this? So Nell jumps over Grimmjow. Her boobs hit him in the head. She dive bombs into Ichigo. She's like, Ichigo! And she says how she has this bracelet that allows her to transform from child Nell to adult Nell. Good piece of information. When she's telling us to Ichigo, the camera goes to Orihime, and I'm like, what is going on here? And her face is like pale. And then, because I saw it on Facebook, the people were comparing, saying, oh, because it's a joke. It's labeled as a joke. Because you have Nell and the fullbringers show up too. Yukio and Veruca. So it's like, Ichigo's exes Nah, they didn't go out though. But it's played as a joke because later on, they're inside this box excuse me, that can travel through the Garganta, and therefore they can travel through. Um, it's a box that Yukio can make, and they go through to the spot where um, Yorichi had put the stake in at the royal palace. So she mentions that her little brother is there, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a little brother." He's like, "What am I, your fiance?" Was like, I just had to stop there. I'm like, whoa. But that basically what occurs. They show up. Grimmjow, Nell. Then the other elephant in the room comes in with, which is basically the freaking fullbringers. I'm no, I'm not a fan of fullbringers. I'm sorry. I apologize because I know what's coming. If Furuka's here and Yukio is here, you know who else is here. I'm not going to say their names. But anyway, that happens. They get to the royal palace and they notice it's changed. The other half of the coin is everyone else. Uehara, Mayuri, and the like finally get enough spiritual pressure energy to form the gate. And they notice that something is being built. What's being built is Yuha Bak's castle, and he's creating the royal palace in his image, the Quincy town image. You know, but they get enough power to send off into the royal palace. So everybody's there. Yuha knows they're there. Confidentially, it's interesting to take a look at Uliu's facial expressions during this episode. Because you can tell. Uliu's character in this arc, even if you didn't notice, it's pretty obvious. In my opinion, I find it pretty obvious that he's not with these guys. At all. There's no way. There's no way. And you can see it on his face. Even when, you say, oh, yeah, you defeated Ichigo, blah, 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 they had a fight, blah, blah, blah. And they gave him some good spotlight. And they're continuing to give him some good spotlight. But just seeing his expressions and mannerisms, he's planning shit. He's going to do something. But it was interesting to see that. And then obviously that, Bozo Blondie, I'm sorry, called him Bozo Blondie. He has a name! Hoshwald. Saying, oh yeah, we must kill for Her Majesty. But, that happens. And that's pretty much the episode. Of course, we see Yuha's many eyes on his head. But that's pretty much the episode. Not a lot else. This was most of this episode was set up with 13 court guard squads. Also, Byakuya explains to Renji that they can't make a foothold here in this area because the Quincy's have full control of Reishi. That was also explained, but not to the real necessary needs. So that is pretty much what's happening in this episode. So rating-wise, I'm not going to give this a high rating. I would give it a 9 out of 10 only because of the reveals. But we're going to get more reveals later on. Like I said, my ultimate satisfaction would be this. We need a better explanation as we go further in the arc. That's all I ask. That's all I asked for Kubo. That's all I asked for Studio Period. A better explanation. Because if anyone with 2 cents to their name had read the manga, they would know that shit was rushed. That shit was rushed. It was rushed. And we did not get a good explanation. We didn't know what was going on. You guys will see towards the end. But I think what needs to happen is, very simply, the ultimate conclusion of this arc needs to be explained better. When I mean that, the climax, the final battle climax between Ichigo and Yuha, that needs to be explained a lot better. If they can give us scenes, if they can give us explanations of what goes down, then I'm all for it. But I'm going to obviously continue to say this, that Yuha's powers are hacked. They are too hacked. Because it becomes a point where someone needs to ask Tite Kubo this. Was there any real reason to do this? Because it's my personal opinion, what needs to happen, this fight Ichigo has with him, it's got to be better. It's got to be like, frame it where Ichigo somehow, in some way, in some fashion, has the abilities of a Soul King. I don't know. Something. Because it's got to be better affirmed. This is Volcon 922. I'll see you guys later. A lot of new characters showing up. On cars. Fullbringers. We'll see. See you guys later.